Hi, this is Rudy Jones. Welcome to the South Carolina College Baseball Recap for Sunday, April the 26th. There were 19 games involving state teams played on Sunday. Because of a couple of different circumstances going on, I'm getting a little bit of a late start, so it's going to be a long night for me. Hope you'll be patient, and I'll try to get the information online and at Palmetto State Baseball as soon as I can. Anyway, in game action on Sunday, Texas State avoided a sweep at Coastal Carolina, number 9 Coastal Carolina, with a 10-6 win in Sun Belt Conference play. The Bobcats are now 27-17 overall, 10-11 in the Sun Belt. Coastal fell to 30-13 and 17-4. The Chants did get a bit of good news. Cameron Flukey got his first appearance in quite a while. Been dealing with some arm injuries. He pitched 2 innings, struck out 4. He only faced 7 batters. Not sure how the 7th guy got on. I didn't see it. But anyway, I'm sure they were cautious with how they used him, and positive sign, though, positive first step back. Down in Columbia, Kentucky turned a stolen base and 2 throwing errors into the go-ahead run, and the Wildcats went on to beat South Carolina 9-5 to avoid being swept in an SEC series at Founders Park. The Wildcats improved to 27-15, 9-12 overall. Carolina fell to 22-23 and 7-14. For the Gamecocks, Ethan Lozama had a 2-run homer, and Talmadge Leroy had a couple of good hits. But the defense just killed the Gamecocks today in the wrong time of the day. Anyway, up in Louisville, the Cardinals got a 2-run homer from Jimmy Nugent in the 10th inning and completed a series sweep over Clemson in ACC play. The final score was 7-5 in 10 innings. Cardinals are now 26-18 overall, 10-11 in the ACC. Clemson fell to 26-19 and 6-15, and they're going to have to win their last 9 games just to finish at 500 in the ACC. So their shot at getting an at-large bid is probably going to depend on a long run in the ACC tournament. Tristan McClatty had a 2-run single in the 9th inning with 2 outs to force extra innings, but again, the Cardinals got the winning homer. Apparently, it was close enough to being a foul ball that the umpires had to try to talk about it and did some research and try to look at some video to see if they ever could find a good call or a better image than what the umpire saw. But as it turns out, again, the Tigers lost 7-5. Jacob Budzik hit 2 of UNC Greensboro's 4 homers, and the Spartans avoided a sweep at the Citadel with a 9-4 win. For the Bulldogs, Christian Stratus had a double, a triple, a run scored, and an RBI. The Citadel is now 21-22 overall, 6-9 in the SoCon. UNC Greensboro is 16-28 and 3-12. Mercer had another big offensive day and beat Wofford by a score of 13-8 to complete a series sweep in the Southern Conference play. The Bears now 32-12, 7-5 in the SoCon. Wofford fell to 30-14 and 8-4. The Terriers out-hit the Bears 15-12, and they hit 4 homers, but it just wasn't enough. Cade Collins had a single, a homer, a walk, and 2 RBI for Wofford. Merritt Carter singled in the bottom of the 10th inning to give Gardner Webb a walk-off 7-6 win over Winthrop to win the rubber game of that Big South Conference series up in Boiling Springs. The Bulldogs are now 20-24 overall, 8-10 in the Big South. Winthrop fell to 28-16 and 11-4. For the Eagles, Gabe Natividad was 4 for 5 and he scored 2 times. Also, Joey Morton's 2-run homer in the 3rd inning helped Campbell complete a series sweep at College Charleston. The final score in that game was 6-4. The Cougars tried to make a late comeback, but it was not too little too late as they suffered that loss. They fell to 20-23 overall. They'd reached 500 going into the series. Fell to 10-11 in the CAA. Campbell is now 29-14 and 20-4. Radford scored 4 runs in the 9th inning and beat Presbyterian by a score of 10-6 to take the rubber game of that Big South Conference series. The Highlanders are 21-19 overall, 9-9 in the Big South. PC fell to 10-35 and 6-12. For PC, Bo Moody had a triple, a homer, 2 walks, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. Also, Sanford scored 4 runs in the 6th inning and went on to sweep USC Upstate by a score of 9-6 down in suburban Birmingham. The Bulldogs are now 23-19. Upstate fell to 19-26, and they have lost, I believe it is now 9 straight. Elsewhere, Jeff Britt pitched a complete game, and USC Sumter run-ruled USC Salkehatchie 11-1 to complete a series sweep in Region 10 play. The Fire Ants are 34-18 overall, 17-12 in the region. USC Salkehatchie fell to 3-47 and 1-28. Jake Little drove in 7 runs, Tristan Strickland drove in 6, and Jake Zahner knocked in 5 as Florence Darlington Tech swept USC Union over at the Jonesville Ballpark. The scores were 11-6 in Game 1, 21-10 in Game 2. The Stingers are now 46-10 overall, 23-7 in Region 10. The Bantams fell to 30-22 and 10-18. For Florence in Game 1, Jake Little had 2 doubles, a homer, 2 runs scored, and 5 RBI. And in Game 2, Tristan Strickland had a single, 2 homers, 2 walks, a stolen base, 5 runs scored, and 6 RBI. Preston McDonald's team, spreading it around, they're all contributing to that as they go. Up in Mars Hill, Logan Busenlaner drove in 5 runs, and Keeler Osmond added 3 hits and 3 RBI. And Newberry run-ruled Mars Hill 11-1 in 7 innings to take the rubber game of that South Atlantic Conference Series. The Wolves are now 27-24 overall, 19-14 in the SAC. Mars Hill fell to 26-23-1 and 19-11. Elsewhere, North Georgia scored 6 runs in the 4th inning and took the rubber game of a Peach Belt Conference Series at USC Aiken. The final score was 8-5. The Nighthawks are now 38-12 overall, 26-4 in the Peach Belt. They did win the regular season championship. Aiken fell to 35-15 and 20-10 by losing 2 of the 3 in that series. Aiken fell into a 3-way tie with Flagler and Lander for second place. As it turns out, Lander got the tiebreaker, so the Bearcats will be hosting one of the 2 opening round pods of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament beginning this next weekend. USC Lancaster couldn't hold an early 7-run lead, and Gaston College hit 8 home runs for a 19-11 run rule win over the Lancers. USC Lancaster fell to 22-26 overall, 9-19 in the region. Gaston College is 50-3 and 27-3. Middle Georgia scored the game's final 6 runs to complete a sweep of USC Beaufort in the Peach Belt Conference. That final score was 13-12. For the Knights, they are now 19-31 overall, 12-18 in the Peach Belt. Beaufort fell to 12-34 and 4-26. And in the final game involving a state team, Wilberforce scored 12 runs in the 3rd inning and eliminated Voorhees from the historically black colleges and universities athletic conference tournament down in Tuscaloosa. Final score was 14-1 in 7 innings. 14-2 in 7 innings. For the Tigers, Raekwon Wedderburn had a single and drove in a run. Voorhees completed its season at 11-23. How about beyond the borders? In the ACC, Georgia Tech completed a sweep of Wake Forest by a score of 6-5. Number 3, Georgia Tech, of course. Pitt wrapped up the sweep of Virginia with a 7-3 win. Also, Stanford won a series over number 8, Florida State, 7-4. Number 22, Boston College edged Notre Dame, 7-6. Virginia Tech beat NC State 5-4. And also, Miami took the rubber game against Cal 4-1. How about the ACC standings through Sunday? Georgia Tech is in first place at 19-5, 2 games ahead of North Carolina. Another game back is Boston College. Florida State is at 12-9. Miami is at 12-9. Virginia is at 12-12. At 10-11 are NC State, Louisville, Stanford, Pitt. Wake Forest and Virginia Tech are at 11-13. Duke is at 9-15. Cal is at 7-14. Notre Dame is at 8-16. And Clemson is in 16th place at 6-15. In the SEC, number 4 Texas stopped Vanderbilt 4-3 in the rubber game of that series. Number 5 Georgia won the series at number 17 Ole Miss with a 5-1 win. Number 7 Texas A&M won the series finale at number 21 Florida 5-1. Number 11 Auburn took down number 14 Oklahoma 14-4. And number 15 Mississippi State rallied past LSU for the 3rd straight game, winning this one by a score of 13-8 to sweep that series. How about the SEC standings? Georgia's in first place at 15-6. A half game back is Texas A&M at 14-6. Texas is a game and a half back at 13-7. Then you have Mississippi State at 13-8, and Auburn is at 12-9. At 11-10 are Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Florida, Arkansas. At 10-11 are Vanderbilt, Alabama, Tennessee. Kentucky's 9-12. South Carolina's at 7-14. LSU's at 6-15, and Missouri is at 4-17. That's it for the South Carolina College Baseball recap for April the 26th. I do not believe there are any games on the schedule involving a state team on Monday. There was a possibility if Voorhees had won today, but no games on the schedule for state teams on Monday, and that's the way it goes right now. Later on tonight, I'll be posting the Team of the Week, updated team rankings, and I'll also do That Was the Week That Was in South Carolina College Baseball on YouTube, and you'll be able to follow it just the same place where you found this. But for now, this is Rudy Jones of PamelaStateBaseball.com saying, thanks for watching, good night, Jesus loves you.